Hello. I'm going to give everything a second here to connect and make sure that all of the internet is doing the interneting things, and the small pixies that carry around the fairy dust are all moving all the pixels in the right direction. Once all the pixels are flowing in the right direction, then we'll start this TechIDManager demo in earnest. Until then, I'll wave my hands to entertain you. Birds, crossing our fingers, hoping it all works. You know, I see stuff moving, but we got to get like confirmation. Hey, we got our confirmation from our production staff, our phenomenal Emily. Let's all give her a big round of applause. You ready for the Boy Scout joke? Round of applause. I love rounds of applause. All right. Welcome to the TechIDManager demo for September 4th, 2025. We're going to talk about TechIDManager, what it is, what it does, how it can help managed service providers do privileged account management more securely and more traceable in a more secure and compliant manner to help with technician access to their client infrastructures. Lots of words. We'll show you how it works. Hopefully you are somewhat familiar with the privileged account management problem that MSPs face. MSPs have some number of technicians. They need access to some number of places. The proper way to do this is to make each technician their own account on each of those places. This very quickly balloons to an unmanageable problem. Automation is the solution to this problem. That automation is what TechIDManager does. We automate making unique accounts. We automate for everywhere the technician needs access. We automate rights setting on all those accounts. We automate password rotations on all those accounts. We automate protection of those accounts to make sure they stay there and they stay protected and bad people don't get access to them. We also built out a plethora of other related features for privileged account management. Shared account management and sharing, password vaulting, shared password vaulting, password settings, sharing of passwords on the one-time share, resetting of passwords, forced resetting of passwords in mass as response to incidents and breaches, because that's should be in everybody's incident response plan as when it comes to cybersecurity frameworks and compliance. So that's the introduction. TechIDManager is a product to help MSP technicians access client networks with secure, safe accounts and credentials. How does it work? Well, let's jump right in and show you. This is the TechID client. This is the piece that a technician runs on their computer. It can run on Windows, it can run on Macs, it can run on Androids and iPhones. Full support for any of the places that a technician wants to run. All the features available in all those places. Technicians are granted access to a series of credentials or accounts. We automatically can make all of these accounts for each technician. You can see here for this 𝗂𝗏𝗏.net just-in-time domain account, the account name is mit.martinb@𝗂𝗏𝗏.net. Other ones are different, like this 𝗵𝗵𝗿𝗶𝗴.com is martin.mit@𝗵𝗵𝗿𝗶software.microsoft.com account. It's an Entra ID account. All the privileged accounts that I as a technician might need are here and managed by TechIDManager. Individual Windows computers accounts, Mac accounts, because we have agents that run on Macs, so you can make and maintain Mac accounts. The whole plethora. These accounts are extremely simple for a technician to find and use. Let's show you that. What I have here is ConnectWise Control or Screen Connect. As a technician, and when I remote into a computer to help someone to do something, I get to the spot, whether it is here on the login screen or a UAC prompt that elevator credentials need to be entered into. I see that this is the Jeep domain. I need my username and password, or a username and password, to get logged in here. I bring up the TechID client. Somewhere in here, there could be 10 credentials, there could be 10,000 credentials. Scales very well. I'm just going to click Search Windows. When I click this Search Windows button, the TechID client went out on my computer. It looked at all the windows I had open, made an intelligent guess about which ones were remote connection tools, where they were trying to connect at this moment, and narrowed that list down to just the credentials the TechIDManager thinks I need right now to get access to what I have open. This jeep.org account is the one I need to use. It is martin_black.mit-admin, yet a different format. You have a variety of options on username formats to meet you and your security compliance needs. I'm just going to directly inject those credentials via TechID client into Screen Connect. send both, tell it where to inject those credentials in case I have more than one window open, I'm connecting more than one place. It injects my username and my password, and then I, as 𝗦𝗵𝗿𝗏.mit-admin, is logged into Jeep domain network. This account was made by TechIDManager for me. Password is rotated every 24 hours. The rights are set and maintained to be just those rights that a manager said I was allowed to have at this place. So there are a whole plethora of benefits to that. One of which is accountability and traceability is there at one place on that domain, in that DC, in the event log, anywhere that events are normally logged. It knows who logged in. A SIM attached to that network knows it's me because the account has my name on it. Another big benefit of having unique accounts is that there's a subconscious knowledge that everything you're doing is traced and logged as a technician. You're not hiding behind the anonymity of a shared admin account like administrator or MSP admin or something where 25 technicians, 150 technicians all use this same account. There is a subconscious knowledge or belief that you're hiding behind the anonymity, and you'll see technicians not perform their best. If the account has their name on it, the password rotates every 24 hours, they know that everything that happens under that account is logged and traced to them. There's a level of professionalism that subconsciously gets brought into your organization and makes everybody better. As several other people in the industry say, we are rising the tide by making people more accountable and traceable. It is a phenomenal thing to have happen. So that was logged in, and as a technician, I could do whatever I need to get done, help the client, close it, done, move on, find the next place I need to log in or next ticket I need to accomplish and do it. And the same tool can provide the credentials I need, whether they are admin credentials, firewall credentials, whatever. That was one of the deployments. That particular deployment was very similar to this deployment, where you have TechIDManager controlling accounts on a domain controller for each technician, as well as some individual accounts on laptops that can move around for those technicians in case those laptops can't reach the network, they're not available, they can't reach the DC for whatever reason. Technicians can still individually log into those laptops, even though they're not able to reach the domain controller, get in, fix stuff, do whatever they need. We can do that for Windows computers, Mac computers, domains, Entra ID. We can make accounts all kinds of places. This is that kind of deployment. The Jeep network is the one we were just looking at. If we go back to the tech client and we look and we search for Jeep, we'll see that there are 3 different accounts that have the name Jeep in them on the Jeep domain. There is a local just-in-time account specific to me on W10 Jeep, which is one of those laptops that moves around. If that laptop gets brought in, there's a ticket attached to it, I can get logged in without having to connect it to that DC. And my password is rotating on that, separate and different than my password that's rotating on the domain. We can also do local shared accounts. Like if you just want to take the basic administrator account on the Windows computer, that W10 Jeep machine, share that account between multiple technicians, even though we say you should stop sharing admin accounts. Ta-da. We know that sometimes that's required, so we can make that as safe and secure as possible by doing account protections and password rotations on that account, and as well as making that account a just-in-time account that only has the ability to be logged in when a technician needs it. Speaking of those just-in-time accounts, this Tacoma.net account and this Microsoft account are the same just-in-time account. This Microsoft one, when I want to enable it, I click Enable. Our just-in-time accounts are enabled when a technician needs them. The technician clicks Enable. The next 60 seconds, that account is created if it doesn't exist, enabled, rights are provisioned to that account, and then a password is set on that account and encrypted and sent back so just this technician can use it. That account stays enabled and active for a certain duration of time. By default, that is 2 hours, but you can make that as long or as short as you want, both on a global scale and as an agent by agent basis. So if you have some networks that a technician, when they log into, they should only be able to log in for 30 minutes. Others, when their account's enabled, it should be enabled for all day, for 8 hours. You can set up that difference. After that time frame, the account is disabled. all the rights are removed from that account, and a password is set on that account that is never told to anyone. So in that authentication source, that account is as dead as possible, but not deleted. It's very important it's not deleted, because the next time this same technician needs access to the same place, that same account, that same UUID is re-enabled, re-provisioned with account with rights, password set on it, encrypted, and sent back to that technician so that they can get access and have continuity of tracing between accesses to that account. Those type of deployments that include Entra ID are like this deployment, where you have Entra ID, technician gets a unique account, the domain controller, the technician gets a unique account. And then on these laptops, one laptop, there's just a shared account that all the technicians get access to, or only some subset of them if you want. On this one, some technicians have unique accounts because they might need to access it for particular reasons. We provide a whole range of tools that let you do privileged account management in the way that you need to do it for whatever the setups in place and situations you have in place. If there's some one-offs in amongst your entire setup, we can make that work, because we have a whole series of ways you can deploy it and make it work. That is what TechIDManager does in general. Those are the managed passwords. We have a bunch of organization. We have a bunch of, we mentioned the forced password rotation. So if you have like this, oh, let's look at this tough tablet. If I want, or I suspect for any reason, I can force my password to be rotated on that particular agent. Like this one, I can force a password rotation. Sometime in the next 60 seconds, my password maintained and managed by TechIDManager will rotate for me on that place. We have lots of other features. We have the ability to store TOTP directly in TechIDManager, because if you're making unique accounts for each technician on hundreds of places and you have MFA on all those places, including Entra ID tenants, it's easiest to put that information directly in TechIDManager. It also prevents the problems that arise when a technician loses or changes phones and they had all that authentication information directly at their phone. It is not required. You can still use separate push authentication, the Microsoft Authenticator or the Google Authenticator, whatever you want. This TechIDManager is a tool that fits in with the rest of the privileged account stuff that you have in place, or however you feel like you want to do it. All of that works on all the places: Entra ID, domains, Windows computers, and Macs. In addition to all of that, we are storing hundreds of millions of passwords around the world that hundreds of thousands of technicians use every day to get access to what they need to get access to. All of that is stored, transmitted on a basis of asymmetric encryption. This is a highly technical minutia of the way the product works, but it's also core to something called vendor trust and vendor vulnerability management. We don't keep the keys to decrypt any of your data. That means that the account made on the agent is encrypted with an asymmetric encryption public key specific to the technician that should be able to see it. Transited over the internet through our servers back to the tech client on the technician's computer, encrypted that entire time, encrypted in transit and at rest, never decrypted, only can be decrypted in memory on the technician's computer or their mobile device, because that's the only place the keys are stored. It's a big distinguisher when you get down to the technical needs for this product. Another big distinguisher is you can also self-host this product. The cloud hosting pieces of this, we can host for you, which is our default mechanism, but it is also self-hostable. If you would like to be in complete control of all data that is privileged account data as required by CMMC Level 2 and some other frameworks, you can do that. You can be in charge of the servers, the infrastructure, all of that. Every bit of transit is yours. None of your information ever comes to our network. This is our self-hosting model. We have that available if you want it. We also have data hosting in a variety of places around the world: EU, Canada, Australia. We can host your data in the country that you're in order to meet your compliance needs in the country, which is a big deal for a lot of our international partners. Speaking of that asymmetric encryption, we also have a personal password vault for each technician, as well as a shareable password vault system where you can put passwords that we don't manage, but you still want to store. All of those are based on the underlying asymmetric encryption that keeps everything secure and safe. That is a general overview. We have a bunch of other things. We have all the logging that you'd expect. We have all the reporting. We have all of the infrastructure pieces, the setup, the documentation, the management, all the help. We have the install for the agents. Agents are all command line installable, quietly installable in the background by any RMM. We connect to all the remote connection tools and inject credentials the same, so it works very quickly and effectively. Any technician can go from the login prompt to logged in 3 button clicks. That is the basic overview of TechIDManager. There are a lot more details and things that we'd like to talk about with you. If you go to ruffiansoftware.com or techidmanager.com, in the top right corner, there's a book a demo link. Book a demo. We'd love to have a one-on-one conversation with you about this. Our prices are also directly on the webpage. Love to hear from you directly, and then love to help you solve the privileged account management issues that your MSP faces when your technicians access your client network. Thank you for being here. This has been our demo for September 4th, 2025 of TechIDManager.